slight shade on the upper part of the eyeball to show the spherical shape and to give it less of a flat look. Welcome back to my channel. For this video, we're going to look at the eye. Now what I do is start with a halfway hard brush. I go to the soft brush and then I adjust the hardness to halfway. And I use a small size and I start sketching. I sketch the rough sketch first and then the more refined sketch right on top. So there are two different layers. And you can merge those whenever you feel like it. And then once you get all those details with your refined sketch, you can start to use the softer brush. And I'm using the pen pressure in the brush settings. So that's how I make sure that it's getting all the different pressures when I'm trying to shade and all that stuff. So if you go in and use the soft brush, you start to create a more realistic version of the eyes. What I do is look at a lot of references to make sure that the eye looks as realistic as it can be, and also practice drawing the different angles of the eye so that you can get familiar with how the eye works in different perspectives, and also knowing that the only white part on the eye, the only really white part on the eye is where the light is in the eye, which is the pupil or the iris. Those are the only parts that have the reflection that is actually white. But on the sclera, which is the eyeball itself, the lighter part, it shouldn't be pure white. It should be a shade of gray or something of a mid-tone. So nothing is actually white except the actual reflection in the eye. Right here, this is where I actually go in and I'm putting all the details. And you see the white that I put in there. It's only for like the shiniest parts. And I have it on pen pressure, so it's not pure white as soon as I make a stroke. So I continue to make this look as realistic as I can. And you make sure the shadow, which is coming from the upper eyelid, making sure that, so you have a slight shade on the upper part of the eyeball to show the spherical shape and to give it less of a flat look. And then I add a lot of color. I just add it just little by little, and you got to take your time, and make sure the shading is right. Also, just making sure that all the little details are in it, even down to the little veins in the eyeball, as you can see on the sclera. And I'm going to go over these different parts. So there's the eyelid, which is the fat above the eye. You got the lower lid, and you got the tear duct. You also got the iris, and you got the pupil, and you also got the sclera, which is just a light color. Just remember that it's not pure white. We also got the lower eyelash. So you got to make sure that you get all these different parts. There's the upper eyelash, of course, especially when you're going for realism. Now, if you're not going for realism, at least know the anatomy of the eye so that if you want to do realistic, you can. If you want to switch to cartoonish or less realistic, it will still look like a really good eye. Just make sure and go over the anatomy, practice every day, practice the eye by itself, and then you can add it to all the other things that you have practiced on the face. Make sure to look at, different references, because that's what I do. I look at a lot of references. I don't do everything from my mind. Many artists do that, but I'm not that kind of artist. So I always look at references just to make sure that everything is looking the way it should. If you enjoyed this video, just like, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Also comment below. Tell me what you do to help with your artistic skills when it comes to the eye, the eyeball, and the eye on characters and things like that. All right. I'll see you guys later.